Every beginner naturally pushes the stick with their top hand when they throw. Even if they swing their arms, their bottom hand does nothing. This is called a bottom hand pivot. Pushing with your top hand and not using your bottom hand is as useless as throwing a ball like this. You don't get better. This simple test will let you know if a beginner can throw with the top hand pivot. Hold the stick with your top hand and pull your bottom hand to your elbow. Now ask a beginner to copy you. Most beginners will still push with their top hand. It looks so easy, but most beginners can't do it. A bottom hand pivot has a short range of motion and no power. Every advanced player can use a top hand pivot. It's much more efficient. A top hand pivot has a long range of motion and a ton of power for the same effort. For short passes, it's really hard to see the difference between a bottom hand pivot and a top hand pivot. If we try to teach beginners using a short pass, they can't see that we're using a top hand pivot. We'll say, do this, and they'll do this. We'll use a top hand pivot, and they'll use a bottom hand pivot. They can't see the difference. Teaching beginners with a long motion like this helps them to break their natural bad habits. Then it's easy for them to throw a short pass with good form later. You've probably heard the term snap your wrists. Beginners have no idea what this means, but now we could help them by telling them to pull their bottom hand to their elbow. This expels the ball from the pocket, and it needs to happen near the end of their motion. The timing is a little different with each pocket, but you can only do it with a pocket that works. Instead of watching where the ball goes, watch a player's follow-through. Their follow-through will easily show you who is using a bottom hand pivot. Practicing with bad form is a waste of time. Practicing bad form never becomes good form, and the longer you practice with bad form, the harder it is to change. Learning a top hand pivot is the key to learning everything that's fun about lacrosse, and the more you practice with a top hand pivot, the better you get.